Hello, I'm Darren Magee, and today's topic is looking at rumination. 3 questions around rumination. These questions have been asked particularly regarding narcissistic ex-partners, dysfunctional abusive upbringings, and even former toxic friends and workplaces. In this video, I'm going to look at what rumination is, why we ruminate, also look at some ideas to maybe break that cycle, to maybe help towards recovery. So, if you like this video, if you find it interesting or helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel. As always, just to remind you, this video is for information purposes only. So what is rumination? Well, rumination is a kind of obsessive thinking. It's thinking about the same thing or the same things over and over again, but never really getting any further. Maybe you feel like you'll never recover from whatever it was because you can't stop thinking about it. You're thinking about how badly you were treated, being ostracized, being bullied, being manipulated and abused. That constant thinking, you could be maybe replaying these events, replaying conversations over and over again. You may be even rehearsing conversations you would like to have with that person or those people, where you finally get to say what it is you wanted to say. You could be thinking over the good times, the good moments when things were great, wishing it could have been like that all the time, perhaps wondering why it went wrong, where it went wrong, maybe blaming yourself for not seeing those red flags, those warning signs of what was to come. You can even become obsessed with the fact that maybe they seem to have moved on, maybe they have a new partner or they got a promotion or whatever it is. It's all over social media. They seem to be living their best life while you're still suffering. Rumination over the same things again and again can often take us down many different rabbit holes. So why do we ruminate? Well, our brains do not like things that don't make sense. We like to see cause and effect, rhyme and reason. Whenever we're feeling really distressed, we need to understand things that we just don't understand. We need to know things that we just don't know. We need to know what to do whenever we don't know what to do. That's often why we go over the same things again and again, either trying to find a new piece of information or a different perspective that's just going to make everything fall into place, or to suddenly an answer just spring out of nowhere, a solution that's going to take it away and fix it. And we could be endlessly thinking about the right way to phrase something, how the situation's going to arise, where you finally get to say something where the other person recognizes, realizes, takes responsibility that they were in the wrong. Maybe they feel some kind of regret. This kind of thinking keeps us stuck. Now, something I've noticed in both professional and personal life as well, the most common reasons anyway, why we ruminate and go over things again and again, can't get these things out of our head, is whenever the pain and the distress has been caused by things like cruelty, malice, unfairness and neglect. And when the people who behaved like that, treated us like that, were the people we were supposed to feel safe with, the people that we loved, the people that said they loved us. Best friends, partners, parents, family members even. Further compounded when either no one believes you or no one cares, or everyone seems to be siding with the perpetrator. They go on to have a great life while you're left suffering. This can leave people feeling dehumanized, devalued, isolated, invalidated and worthless. It doesn't make sense and it isn't fair. So how do you stop rumination? Well, I'm not going to kid you, this is not easy. This is not the push of a button or the flick of a switch. This takes time, this takes effort, this takes practice. It also can benefit from a little bit of support from others. But first of all, you have to make a conscious decision to stop it, to stop thinking about them. Now, it doesn't mean they're not going to pop into your head once in a while, but to recognize that the thinking habits are obsessive, they are consuming, and they are unhealthy. It's giving yourself permission to move forward, to focus a lot of energy on yourself and your own recovery. Sometimes it just means saying to ourselves something along the lines of, I am not going to allow that person or those people to consume any more of me, to waste any more of my time, my resources, my energy. So you make that choice. Even though it's going to be difficult, but recognize difficult is not the same as impossible. Just because it takes time and you trip up once in a while and you might find yourself, your mind wandering, going in their direction, that's okay. You haven't failed. You're getting there a piece at a time. Secondly, you stop giving yourself a hard time. You stop judging yourself harshly. Every single one of us have made poor choices and wrong decisions. Many times in everybody's life, we have done things that were expedient as opposed to what was perhaps the best course of action. Yes, in that relationship, you may have suppressed a lot of your feelings, maybe kept your thoughts to yourself, monitored your behavior around them. You may even have sacrificed and compromised a lot. You may even have kept the abuse a secret. You may regret that. Absolutely wish you'd acted differently. Every single one of us have felt like that. But just maybe, what you did at that time, maybe you thought it was the best course of action. It's what you thought might have made things easier. It's what you thought might have made things better. I'm going to invite you to think about something. If you are judging yourself harshly, if you're questioning yourself, blaming yourself, recognize that you are judging yourself through the eyes of the person you are today, with the information that you have today, with the knowledge and the wisdom that you have today. You might not have had that back then. Hindsight only comes afterwards. Thirdly, find ways to ground yourself and bring yourself back into the moment whenever you find your mind wandering. Now, minds wander, that's what they do, but when you recognize it doing that, gently find ways to bring it back into the present, into the here and now. To help with that, you can maybe begin practicing, pepper your day with just little things like right now I am, and whatever that happens to be. Right now I'm brushing my teeth, right now I'm going to have a coffee. Whatever it is, keep reminding yourself what you're doing right here and right now. You can maybe take that a little further. Right now I happen to think. Right now I have the thought. Recognize what it is. It is a thought. It has no power other than what you give it. Now, I'm not saying that thought's not important, because I don't have the right to say that. Only you can discern that. But you can decide whether or not to engage with it or to let it go. And if you want, take it a little bit further again. Right now I happen to feel. Now, whatever that happens to be, we will often say things like angry, anxious, whatever. Try and go that little bit further. Right now, I happen to feel uncertain. I happen to feel a loss of control. I happen to feel excited. Whatever it happens to be, and the key term each and every time is right now. It is in this moment, because when we're ruminating, our mind is either going back into the past, going over it again and again, or it's going into the future, trying to preempt the worst case scenario. Finding little ways to bring yourself back into the moment, and then just go back to doing whatever you were doing before it came into your head. I always remember an old friend of mine once saying about thoughts, they're like birds. You can't stop them flying over your head. They're going to fly no matter what you do. You don't necessarily have to allow them to build a nest in your hair though. Now, if you choose to think about it, because these things are going to come up from time to time anyway, but if you choose to think about it, don't change what you're thinking, but change how you're thinking. Again, judging ourselves harshly, we will ask questions like, why did I do this? Why didn't I do that? What's wrong with them? Why would they? Whatever. Ask maybe different questions about the same thing. Instead of why did I stay so long, ask yourself, how was I able to stay for so long? Perhaps I'm stronger than I think. When they were behaving like that, when were they behaving like that? And you start to notice, maybe it was because there were no one else around, rather, or perhaps they were the times when you started to show any kind of autonomy. This is a way of gaining control over the thinking. A lot of time when we're ruminating, we're chasing our imagination. You give yourself control over how you're thinking about it. You also learn to be able to let it go. Even if it's just for the moment, even if it's just for the here and now, you can come back to it anytime you want. And after a while, maybe you won't want to. You'll recognize perhaps it's not that important. Next, do the things that they led you to believe were selfish. Things that they didn't want you to do. Go and learn that new skill. Enroll in that course. Go and make new friends. Go and reconnect with the old friends that they disapproved of. Start listening to the music that they didn't want you to listen to because they didn't like it. Go and watch those movies they didn't want you to watch because they told you they were crap. A little piece at a time, you're starting to get yourself back. A little piece at a time, you're starting to undo the brainwashing. Lastly, seek out and utilize whatever support is available. Maybe support groups, maybe online forums, perhaps counseling. Counseling is all about change. I often say this to my clients. Counseling is all about change. With a therapist, you can explore what that change might be and how to go about it. Either build or reconnect with the people in your life, people that are good for you, good, healthy relationships, the people that appreciate you, and the people that bring out the best in you. So there are just some ideas that might help with breaking that unhealthy cycle of ruminating thoughts. Now, if you have any experiences or suggestions of your own, please by all means use the comment box below. There are people reading that might benefit from your wisdom and your experience. I hope there's something in this video you found helpful, and until next time, thanks for watching.